is they or dark creates the spark, raise the heart as I sun ray my art or make the patriarch. Most social media saviors I fix, marks once we make knowledge one is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark creates the spark, raise the heart as I sun ray my art or make the patriarch. Most social media saviors I fix, marks once we make knowledge one is when the rock and bass rock. I rose up to the shower, purify my art field, took copper for a wall to ensure my chlorophyll is pumped. Done some curls for sure, I want to build solid foundation. My crown chakra core and hill, pound the pavement. Sacred ground, freedom I stand for. Free all political prisoners of war. Man or woman and child, risen land all foreign and alien entities. I decree this morning, send them back to whence they came. Or war cry, whatever the relevant name of each path, simple, highest form, spiritualities, how you can teach math, a humble beast is still a beast. Now feel the beast wrath, rain fire upon them, and the internet forms, sigils, emojis, and the avatars that wore them. Destroy this de facto government and its forums, establish Big Ma house so she may restore him, the great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, raise the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors I fix, marks once we make knowledge more is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, raise the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media knowledge what is when run and bass drop. My legs loose, note to self, quit playing, hit the gas, this shaft, this call, my turn, take the risk, it's fast. Most of them got vaccinated with chips in their ass, plus rappers sacrificing each other for grist in their cash. Section, watch videos with cover subliminals, predictive programming, weirdo, strong menstrual shows, the land's contaminated, fruits and vegetables, black minerals, the water and skies I fry, liquid chemicals, technology, got me here in front of my desktop, perusing these beats and whatnot for my best option, contemplating which bar will next spot to unlock the minds that are stuck within a Xbox off the chart. I continue to climb, watching the rest flop like carp fishing, 100% fresh shark water. I'm on the front line, next martial spot. I shine because of her, for she's the best spark. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates this spark. Raise the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors I face, marks once we make knowledge one is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates this spark. Raise the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors I face.
You know, that's the old me. Well, that's still me. I ain't Snoop baby, but I ain't gonna do that. You know, if to think that I'm some kind of punching bag, that's the dumbest mistake. And to think that because you got a little brother and a little daddy and this, that, and the other, that I'm. Some people just don't know. There's a lot of that here in Arizona. Like I said, on the res, I had to knock a lot of people out. They never thought it would happen. They thought they could keep pressing and pressing and pressing. You know what I'm saying? They thought they could keep doing something like I wouldn't do nothing. I remember Pearl, her brother, right? And her father come by. He killed a man, and he was a cop, and he wasn't supposed to be on the police force. He was on the police force for a number of years. He beat his wife to death, right? Pearl's father. And he used to say, I'm glad you're in Pearl's life, and blah, blah, blah. I used to look at this nigga like, huh? And you know me, I don't say nothing. I'm always about positive things, right, babe? So Nate came to the door. He's about 6'4", 6'5", 320 pounds. He came beating on that door. I don't know what he's going through, but I walked out to the door and Chris was grounding. And he says, "You on Navajo, big old, Mongolian." So I stepped out on the porch. Now, mind you, I'm barefooted. I'm in shorts. I got a tank top on. I'm about at that time, 235. But I'm not about size. I learned things, He put his hand up and he moved wrong. And he went to say something. The neighbor, the one I helped build this shed, the one who died on the motorcycle, broke his neck, right? Good friend of mine, Navajo. He's ex-Army, right? He said all he heard, he thought was a shotgun. I hit, and may he rest in peace, because I love him. You know what I'm saying? I hit him. I took my left hand. I said, well, it's not my weak hand, but you know, I'm more right hand, even though I'm ambidextrous. And I jabbed him. I just jabbed him because I thought he was gonna try something. I just hit, and you know, his big ass knocked over the plants, the chair that was, you know, the porch where I sat with Charisma, you know, in my kung fu, doing with the Mormons, teaching them Tai Chi and Taekwondo. His ass was knocked out, and everybody was coming around looking at Nathan like, Nathan Bala. Yeah, what are you doing, James? I said, that man moved wrong. He put his hand up. I didn't know what, you know. I knocked his ass out. I like all that fast talk and all that. I'm comfortable. I'm protected by this one, and I'm a body, this, that, and the other. I laid it, and everybody knows it. At the Spirit gas station, taking the gun out the little meth head's hand, and he was going to shoot his cousin. I did it so fast, he was still holding his hand up. People, if they watching, if they see me, they know this. You know, it's like, I can say all you want. That stuff don't bother me. It's when you start thinking that I'm something that I'm not, it can get you fucked up. You know what I'm saying, baby? Well, you already know. You, Big Jurist, everybody. I put Scott Edward White Wolf. You know, I miss him, man. We were talking, and all of a sudden he wasn't talking. I guess he was a little sick. He got better out there in Slab City. He left this. He got land. You know, he's got a couple of acres over in the Carolinas around family. And the heat got him. I got to talk to Flaubert and see what she says. The one that got the beard, that was his girlfriend. She's gonna let me know. The coroner already did what they had to do. I hate that because we're not supposed to be cut up and dissected and all that shit. I wish I could have got to his body and done it right. Raised it on a pile and let it wither away, not in the ground. The way it's supposed to be done, and carried his bones to where they need to be at without saying. But I put him up in what you call it? I miss him. He's a good brother. I love him. There's so many. There's so few. Nathan was one too. Even though I knocked his ass out on 3 separate occasions. The third time I couldn't help it. We went shooting my 45s. You know, I had about 6 1911s. And we took out, do 2 shooting. And there's a half Navajo sister, it's beautiful. And he wanted some beer. They sell a 40 ounce of OE for $10 on the reservation. Remember I told you I went and got a couple of cases and to see how it went and sold that stuff like in about, I don't know, about 30 seconds. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. And he got upset because I told him I wasn't gonna buy him nothing, no alcohol. Pearl didn't want me to buy him nothing. And it made sense. His liver was, you could see, it was as big as he was. Sorry for damn this thing. Sorry for dragging it on so long, but he threw down one of my 45s, and the other one he threw in the truck. They slide around now, and they ain't gonna go off, but I remember I ran around the car so fast, and I hit him with a 3-piece. His ass slid, I thought I killed him. His ass slid down the side of the Chocolate Thunder. You remember Chocolate Thunder. And I was doing everything, throwing water on and everything to wake him up, make sure I ain't break his jaw, I ain't knock no teeth out. He woke up. You ain't have to hit me that hard. That's that big son of a bitch. You ain't have to hit me that hard. Bro, I'm sorry, but goddamn, you could have shot me. Now I'm tired of your shit. And everybody knew. Even when I was fighting them three guys down at what you call the community, they have the chapter houses. I whooped all 3 of their ass in less than 5-6 minutes. I hit the first one behind one, I knocked the second one out, and I ran up on the third one and started kicking that muff, and I turned back around, the other one was staggering, I went on, hit him, knocked him out, and then I ran back over, the other dude was still out, and I knocked that one out, and I ran back out, and the old lady and the guy came out, Korean War vet, what the hell? I was like, they was trying to jump me, and I knocked all 3 of them squawking around on the ground. People think it's a game. Oh, shit. Anyway, talk to you later, babe. I did not push for this thing to go. Original sounds. Yo, that's powerful, original sound. That's powerful, brother. I'm sending my messages. Your wild Indian, what's cracking? What's cracking, beloved? Elite Exposure, I'm gonna check it out later, bro. Subscribe to Elite Exposure on Instagram. Elite Exposure Evan, okay? They really mess with all his stuff, but he has some excellent content. This is the brother right here. Real solid, tight dude. He's really into the Illuminati, you know, like breaking things down. He shares a lot of content with me, even from when he was locked up. Yeah, I got a whole lot of, other than my father, Broadway and Rikers, I got a whole lot of relatives and friends who have done, I don't know, collectively, show well over fucking 1,500 years collectively. Some 20, some even did a like 28-year bid, 15, a lot of for murder. I know a lot of killers, a lot of killers. My boy Ronnie, so many, I know so many. It seems like I know more killers than I do sane people. I mean, you know, like a lot of them. But anyway, I was going, I wanted to read something and jab it up about some things, because people are going to overstep their boundaries. People are always going to do stuff because nobody's checking them on what they do. Let me get some of this. Okay, 11. Oh, wait, let's make some water. I got to do a little laundry. I have an appointment tomorrow, an interview. It happened in about, I don't know, hour and 45 minutes at Walmart. Really, that's the only one I filled out. Because even though y'all know I get money, right? It's going to be about another 7 to 8 months. So I'll have about $1,000 coming back on my check. Something will be paid off. And it's about $800-900. And it's about a 2-year thing. And in about 8 months, that'll be back on my check. I'm not against Trump. Hell, I wasn't even against Biden. I was aware of things and I wasn't there to speak on it. I'm not here to speak on everything. I was talking with 7 grams last night. He's at work. I want to taste some of his food, but anyway. And there's times when I have to vent. I have to get things off my chest. And it's not always going to be the prettiest because, like I said, regardless of my background being money and coming from a family and doing things that most wish they could do, I have a dark history. And some people see it. Some people don't see it because they're too comfortable. And I don't want nobody to see it. Scott, White Wolf, right? Scott Edwards, White Wolf, our beloved brother. We grew up with him. Me, Snoop, Big Jah, a lot of them come over here. Some of my veteran brothers come over here all the time. They don't say nothing. They watch because they'll hit me if I'm lying. They'll be like, "You lying ass." And you'll see some of the comments. Love you, brother. Miss you, brother. And we're talking about light-skinned brothers. We're talking about brothers who I would die for in a heartbeat. Paul Olsen, John Corelli, Miami J. That's many of them. Hard hitters. Some of them did time. And some of them are rich. By fiat. But they're rich in spirit. I'm not stressed about what I'm doing. Someone say, you're homeless, huh? You know, y'all's interpretation of the world they gave you to keep you divided so calculatedly. A lot of y'all don't have anything in the first goddamn place. You don't have generational wealth. You don't have anything to lean back on. You don't have anything to pass on to give to anybody. Facts. But y'all sit there comfortable and you judge, you say things, you do dumb shit. Because nobody has stepped up to you and put your ass down. Be comfortable. Some of you run with gang mentality, you know? Look at police who have no self-control, right? The first thing they do is what you call code 3. And motherfuckers come with the sign, those emergency lights, right? As if somebody's fucking dead. They don't even know what their lights or anything are for. They're not being taught properly. Hell, majority of them can't even shoot that goddamn well. Remember the ex-Delta Force guy, Acorn, pop, you know? He fucking TSD, a lot of them have. Some of them feel like they didn't do enough over in Iraq. They're on the force. They're racist. They hate melanated people. Hell, they even hate some of their own and kill you in a heartbeat. You know, remember the big fat no good motherfucker? That video I showed? Guy just had an accident. Yeah, they drank. Paradise, California, whatever, right? Bar. The guy's crawling out, mangled, fucked up. And this some bitch with a gun and a badge, this fake costume they think is authority because the federal government, first of all, majority of people start not recognizing. That's the reason why I'm not knocking what Trump's doing, because those dumb Negroes, those idiots in these cities running around doing what they're doing, they have made it this way. And you see them out there talking, they're the very ones you're watching videos from. These fucking idiots, they're not the good guys. They deserve what the fuck they get coming. Because if y'all would study law and the Constitution, the Bill of Rights and everything, you will see that what he's doing is legitimate. Because y'all are turning it into a third world country, regardless of Zionism and all the other bullshit, inversion and all that. Regardless, motherfuckers didn't have to make the choices and things they do. And I'm pointing this out because I don't have to be sitting here. I don't have to be the good guy. I could be the motherfucker following you around, you unknowing. You owe somebody $5,000 that breaks your fucking leg. And all that, your brother and your daddy and your mammy and all that wouldn't even fucking matter. And there wouldn't be nothing you could do about it. But in a different approach. History. I have a vault of information. I read like I'm retarded. And I come and share that. And some of you don't even know how to make things motherfucking right. We got some fake ass soldiers on here. They looking. Weak ass motherfuckers. They need equipment and this, that, all. They learn our martial law and they think they're badasses. You know. We have some dumbass IDF, whatever the fuck, X or whatever, who think they're doing something legitimate. There's the end to it. I'm not going to talk about the end no more. There's got enough videos. You can go and watch them. If you don't believe it, then whatever the fuck your thought process is, hold on to it. Excuse the language, okay? I have other purpose. I'm not here to stop nothing. I'm not here leaning up. I'm against certain things, but I'm not against what's happening. Y'all have allowed it. I want to read something Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now, here in a minute. For other people, I'll let things slide. But don't ever get it fucked up. Some people don't want to listen to hear because then it may stop them, which would be the best thing. I meet soldiers all the time. Air Force, Army, Marine Corps. Not really Navy, that's on the coastlines. But I meet a lot of Navy veterans, old heads. And I ask them hard questions that most people wouldn't even think to ask. And I usually get a direct response. But I'm gonna tell y'all something about you. This winter, whatever you want to call this winter, with all the trees, especially the females, pretty much dead, the soil, allowing giant trees that are meant to die, falling over. That means their roots have been compromised. With the stuff that's in the air you have no idea about. I know there's a group that feel like they're protected. They're giving shots, placebo, whatever the fuck pills, and don't worry, take this, you'll be fine. So they can still do the dumb, chaotic shit they do. It's not the case. They get rid of them too. Trust me. They're gonna get rid of their goofy asses. It's going down, but it's gonna be going down for real. Everything you see is, Everything you see going on, for those who are paying attention, they're checking the work done. They know where they're prodding and where they know where the kill box, the triangle of depth, they know where these things are. They have things you all know nothing about. And yet y'all still want to be contentious in showing hate, being irrelevant while playing irrelevant. You want to say you're doing this for this, that, and the other. And I'm here to tell you, everything you're doing is meaningless. So, what about you getting a job? And what for? Like you, keep it going until it doesn't go. I'm not worried about it. But there are a lot of veterans, and they're telling me things that group mentality, that gang mentality, or whatever, that they had to sign on to. You know, when I was in the military, they was asking some of us, if this happened, would you do this? A lot of us like, what? I might have a cousin. But then there was a time we say, well, I don't know them people over there, so hell yeah. This is ignorance. This is subordinate. This is treason. You have these soldiers who are signing contracts, and they're being asked if this happens, and you have to draw down on grandma, or this or that, and they're saying yes. You think that was without a purpose? How many of y'all got fun switches in your rifle? You can legally have them now, but they're trying their best. You see what they're doing in Chicago. Just check with original Lone Wolf. He's probably got some stuff on that. You know, he's got good content. Brother, you know, I love him. He's got good content. West Side probably, you know, he puts a lot of posts up every day. You should be monetized as well. But I follow a lot of homeless people, veterans too. And I watch young, and I watch what they do. And there's a reason why I'm out here. I don't have to be homeless, y'all. I'm not homeless, really. I mean, I got this big home on the back that I'm working on, and it's big. It's more than what I need. I got places I can go. Trust me. This is fun. It has purpose. My home is here with y'all. One big fishbowl with a whole lot of guppies in it. I'm not asking you to believe, listen, adhere. I'm saying for those, the few, and I've said it so many times, that less than 10%, some of you will get it. You're the ones that matter. Be careful with your mouth, though. Trust me, because there are those there. They want you to shut up, not say nothing, and they know how to silence you. Ascension. How many of y'all looked up the word ascension and then followed it back to its origin of roots based on, forget that foolish Greek and Latin bullcrap. First, Latin had nothing to do with Spanish, and Greek, how can they go back to Greek if Egypt taught Greece? Listen, stop letting them point you in directions you know nothing about. Learn something equitable in the mind state, in the Rolodex of information. All right? When I was over in Dubai, everybody was coming up to me, hey, did you get along with the Muslims? Because I respect the fact that I respect the truth of Islam, regardless of where it came from and how it came. I know a lot of war stories that they have are made up garbage, bull crap. They're peaceful people. They war. Just like our neighborhoods, 1940s, our people were still fighting people and doing very good, but a very peaceful people. Now, look at everything. Because those who should not be in certain positions or have firearms or costumes, or they're being utilized because they're against anything natural, because they move in an unnatural way. You're paying attention. There are times when I'm going to vent I need real men who can fucking listen. There are times when I want to have a discussion or talk. I need women who are mindful, not emotional. It's not always the case. But I'm the supposium that anything y'all say I'm supposed to accept because you think it's right. I'm gonna hurt your feelings and I'm gonna tell you, no, it's not right. You're not thinking clearly. I dig where you're coming from. I accept it. My thoughts could be more or less irrelevant. But I'm gonna say what needs to be said. And I expect the same thing in return. But I don't expect frailty, emotional unstableness, or anything else. I'm the person that can have a conversation and 20 minutes later, that doesn't even matter no more. Either I gained from it or I didn't. You gained from it or you didn't. If you're still stuck there, there's something wrong with you. Even now, I can use your help. And y'all choose not to help. I dig it, but I don't get it. I've never once lied to any one of you. I don't expect anybody to bandwagon or paddy wagon or ride on my coattail because they always say something that has nothing to do with who I am, what I'm doing, and why. They're comfortable in their ignorance. I said, stop comparing me to other motherfuckers. But in y'all's mind state, y'all can't stop doing that. Get out of here. Thank you. Y'all refuse yourselves a moment of dignity. Let me read this right quick. Okay? This is the power of now, a guide to spiritual enlightenment by Eckhart Tolle. Because I stay away from the darkness that I could be, real easy. And, shit, I'll be a confident informant. I work for the FBI. I have no problem. I have no problem with it. But you've been talking, I talk against the bad ones. But they need the bad ones. It's like in the military, we needed a couple of people that was kind of bad. It's the world we're in. They created the enemy. It's y'all just love to have. Anyway, for those who don't have it, you want to purchase the book, it's a pretty interesting book. A lot of good information. Okay? But this is the esoteric meaning of waiting. Why I stand and stay where I'm at. Now, many things can, the enemy doesn't want certain things and it loves to play with things and don't care about nothing. Okay? Its end, which will be appropriate. Just listen. All right? Hey, Denise, Dom, Dev, Dion, Jill 9, I don't know what that is. But Chadell, okay, okay, yeah. Ray, I don't know what BLM is. I don't know what that is. Michael McCulley, you'll be all right. Get your life together. Just listen or shut up. Appreciate that, Denise. You'll be all right. You see, some people, what? You're funny. Yeah. Hey, Alicia. Grand Ascension. What's going on, beloved? So let's go ahead and read it. All right. I like the idiots to come along. They're fun. Let them be. Let them, whatever they're doing. The esoteric meaning of waiting. In a sense, the state of presence could be compared to waiting. And Jesus used the analogy, we know Emmanuel and a number of other names, right? But regardless, some people with that Yasharala Hamashit, whatever the fuck they dug up from out of the canon, wherever. But anyway, Jesus used the analogy of waiting in some of his parables. We could cover that. There's no need. Paul, blah, 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 right? This is not the usual, in red, for those who don't know. This is not the usual bored or restless kind of waiting that is a denial of the present. These things are highlighted, okay? The denial of the present, you can't deny, in the moment of now, and that I spoke about already. For those who have not read this, we'll cover it another time. I've already covered it. It is not a waiting in which your attention is focused on some point in the future, and the present is perceived. It's getting hot, y'all. It's about 90, 100 degrees right now. My apologies for the interruption. Anyway, it is not a waiting in which your attention is focused on some point in the future and the present is perceived. So that means, like, in the moment, you're not even paying attention to doing what needs to be done right now. You're looking off in another that don't even exist. Doesn't mean you don't plan for things. You don't do things to have things happen. You don't worry about it. You set it in stone and you keep in the moment. All right. Now, again, point in the future and present is highlighted as an undesirable obstacle that prevents you from having what you want. So when you look at it all, right? When you look at it is not a waiting. It is not a waiting in which your attention is focused on some point in the future and the presence is just perceived. That means you're just a perception of it. You're not really existing in it. As an undesirable obstacle that prevents you from having what you want. You speak it in, you allow it, you make it, you create it. There is a qualitatively different kind of waiting. One that requires your total alertness. Something could happen at any moment, and if you are not absolutely awake, absolutely still, you will miss it. That's why a lot of you have a lot of noise and mess going on. You focus on everything instead of being the better person, only to be a perception, because you're looking at yesterday and you're looking for tomorrow to accomplish something. That means that you're not doing the right thing. You're creating something. You're adding a whole lot of something to where there was nothing. And there are those who will facilitate it and think that is a reward. That means they've been doing it for so long, they never existed in the moment. I don't even know how people stay around people like this. Okay? And that's conditioning, programming from high school. We're preparing you for tomorrow. We're getting ready for the work industry, blah, blah, blah. No, they're dumbing you down so you don't look at anything, you don't question nothing, you go and do what's needed to be done until the day you die. You get your little 15, 10, 20 years, right? And run around, half of you jacked up, you don't have poison for medication that don't heal. You done got bad knees, joints from all the chemicals that process food that they've created because they don't want you around, because when the moment you see it and you're too old to say anything to anybody else, because now you got an ego and your perception of tomorrow based on yesterday, instead of being in the moment to express these things, you capitulate and you don't say nothing to protect your offspring. Are we not dealing with that? Because you're worried? I let Johnny be on the computer all day and all night and when it kicked off. No statement like have your butt home before the lights come on. Street lights come on, right? And you're not looking at bettering the social dynamic of your existence. You're just living in the moment because you've been conditioned and programmed. I mean, look at this. Right now, 90% of men are going to die from a hardened heart, right? From PFAS and chemicals, mineral loss, because they're building up their cholesterol is artery plaque, right? That was by design. But what did y'all come together? Have a greenhouse? No, it's always got to be about what's on the other end. What's the money? You don't want to struggle. You don't want to be involved. You want somebody to give a magic pill because you don't want to do the work and research, right? Let's pay attention. You don't want to stand still. You want to be arbitrary. You want to go against everything because you are still breathing, but you're not functioning at the highest. Your now is based on a perception that you're not even manifesting yourself in. This is the kind of waiting Jesus talks about in that state. All your attention is in the now. There is none left for daydreaming, thinking, remembering, anticipating. There is no tension in it. Now, daydreaming, thinking, remembering, anticipating is creating. That's a creative mind. So being in the moment, those are the things that are lucrative. But dredging up things to create something for tomorrow that is bad because you want to pursue something against someone that has nothing to do with your uplifting, they could take your life or whatever, fire you, whatever, divorce you, whatever it may be, right? And then looking at yesterday, I didn't accomplish it yesterday. So you're not even in the moment of now because it's based on the perception of what you think it should be. So you're doing shit for tomorrow that goes against everything natural because you're mentally not right. There is none left for daydreaming, thinking, remembering, anticipating. There is no tension in it. Good shit. No fear, just alert presence. You are present with your whole being, with every cell of your body in that state. The you that has a past and a future. The personality, if you like, is hardly there anywhere or anymore. And yet nothing of value is lost. You are still essentially yourself. In fact, you are more fully yourself than you ever were before, or rather, it is only now that you are truly yourself in the presence. Be like a servant waiting for the return of the master, says Jesus. The servant does not know at what hour the master is going to come, so he stays awake, alert, poised, still, lest he miss the master's arrival. That would be like God. By the definition of what you think a master is, we could use other words that are more lucrative, but we're going to use what's in here verbatim. Okay? In another parable, Jesus speaks of the 5 careless, unconscious women who do not have enough oil, consciousness, Christ, right, to keep their lamps burning, stay present, okay? Burning, it means in the presence, like a fire, okay? And so miss the bridegroom, that's the now. And don't get to the wedding feast, which is the enlightenment, the wedding feast, the enlightenment. These 5 stand in contrast to the 5 wise women who have enough oil and stay conscious. That means prepared. That means they see the flame, it burns with them. The lamp it's always oil there. It's in the present. And the bridegroom for the feast, they're aware of and they pay attention and they receive. Even the men who wrote the Gospels did not understand the meaning of these parables. So the first misinterpretation and distortions crept in as they were written down. With subsequent erroneous interpretations, the real meaning was completely lost. These are parables not about the end of the world, but about the end of psychological time. They point to the transcendence of the egoic mind, and not egotistical, egoic mind, and the possibility of living an entirely new state of consciousness. I mean, beauty arises in the stillness of your consciousness or your presence. It doesn't arise in all your venues and over there tomorrow and yesterday, and it's not where the beauty is. That's how ugly is consummated in a relationship. Again, had to witness it. I don't mind, I'm not nobody's punching bag. I don't mind being one, but when the bag falls on you, what the fuck are you going to do? I had somebody, I said, hey, you do YouTube. I hope they're watching. All right? I said, yeah. He said, what do you mean? This was not Mexico. And if Mexicans stand around, this was not no fucking Mexico. That's some new made up stuff. Like I'm supposed to bite my tongue. See, me, when it gets to the truth, I don't render myself proportionally small for somebody else's fraudulent existence. Don Quixote and this, that, and the other. There was no goddamn Mexico. That's a ploy to mess with individuals who are colonizers. That's all that is, to create division. And a lot of them are too stupid to know it. Even though the word is not Mexico, for those who have learned what the true word was and what it applies to, when you want to talk about the Toltecs, big old niggas, all right? Mind income want these. How can they be that when they weren't here? When if those like me who went to these museums and went down all over there, went to these places in South America, you would know, because you'd be like, wait a minute, the wall says something else. Shades, beauty, tell of a coming, all of it's there. And then you got these idiots who over the last 4 centuries have been creating fake ass narratives for the museums and everything else that somebody was paying for. I wonder who. You've got a Jew who's the president. She is, right? She's telling you we're going to recognize the Afro-Indigenous. You think that she's doing it? No, she's letting you know the original people of the fucking land. Man, you still have guys who can't even fucking get it because they're stuck in yesterday and looking at tomorrow. They're not in the present. These are brothers and sisters. I don't give a fuck. Oh, but the colonizers, I thought you said, James, a lot of y'all too stupid to get it. Y'all are so divided and so pungently funky. You can't even become the master of your own ceremony. MC. You need somebody else to speak it so you can move along and be equitable in the fiat. But see, I'm going to say something based on reality. And I said it. I was like right there and going to the bathroom. I'm like, yo. What the fuck? You can argue. You can whatever the fuck. And don't stop a truth. I get tired of this goofy stuff. It's so goofy. It serves no purpose. I'm an inventor. We come from a long line of creating. You still got Peckerwoods. They're too stupid to say, well, okay, the White House was built by Negroes or whatever the fuck. They can't have it. And they fake ass greatness. And I'm not disproportionately, I'm saying what needs to be fucking said. You have this fake narrative, right? It's fake narrative. And this is what your enemy does. And y'all just refuse to see it for whatever it is. I don't know why. I guess it's comfortable or whatever. I don't know. Let me see. For the brother, what you call it, that asked about that book, I answered it, 1671, Book of America being the latest and most accurate description by John Ogilvy or something like that. I have the book. Okay. Let's see, where is it at? Because I get tired of it. And so I'm going to talk about it. I don't give a fuck how you feel either. Okay, where is that? I'm not being nasty or mean. I'm pointing out things that sometimes you need a voice that is assertive to point in a certain way that needs you to have a deeper understanding that is, you don't have to be dismissive. We know there's a lot of idiots running around, melanated, very melanated people, and who would want to look at them as creating anything or whatever? I could dig it. But that don't have nothing to do. There's the reason why they're there. It's systemic, right? It's a problem that was created. But nobody wants to have that conversation. You know, they want to be a narcissist, sociopathic, psychopath, with all ego and fake history and everything else. There's nothing I can do about that. That's on you. You know what I mean? Okay. Gotta go and pick up some clothes and some stuff over there. And still gotta get the daggone storage unit so we can put all that stuff in it. So don't really have enough, but appreciate any help. But let me see if I can find this. All right. A lot of good information out here, guys. A lot of things, right? But where is it at, bro? You mean to tell me I don't have it on here? Anyway, let me just go type it in. Okay, so they're saying that this fake whitewashed monkey, James Holben, an Irish-born architect who won a competition to design the building in 1792. There was no pale-skinned Irish motherfucker here in 1792 that designed and built the goddamn thing, and as all y'all know by now, the White House is very ancient and old. But this is what they do. And you got these little peckerwoods who don't know no better. Like, look at the idiot, right, who created the old white town. They're building up everything and blah, 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 whatever, right, on our land. This idiot. But people actually buy into it. And the government permits it. Well, you have a bunch of engrossed individuals who are too stupid to study Black's Law Dictionary and see what black means. The FBA are the dumbest sons of bitches I've ever seen. To sit there because a motherfucker that didn't consider himself Indian, Tariq Nasheed, creates this goddamn FBA bullshit, and you have indigenous people who actually been calling him on his bullshit, turn around, it's all for fiat. Legendary Top Cats. What the fuck is Top Cats talking about? That information is out there to everybody. I've been doing this for over 40 years. What are you talking about? 50, really, when you look at it. Get my ass whooped when I was a teenager. Before I was a teenager, talking about we Indian, blah, blah, blah. His ass wasn't doing shit. Majority of motherfuckers in Louisiana were partying and everything. They weren't doing shit before niggas started being gay and everything. I am only saying, when you look at everything, why do we sit there and we just accommodate ourselves because we get a feel-good moment when we see something? Is that ego talking or is the reality? No, we don't want reality. Reality's hard. It's too tough to deal with. So you stay looking at tomorrow. That's not even, I'm not even talking about being the dreamer you're supposed to be. You stay with a focus on a point that don't exist. And then when you step into it, you don't know all the things that might come with it because you weren't prepared with all the other things that are important for you to be ready for it. Dreaming is one thing. Then looking at yesterday, that was always a reminder of what you don't have to do. Now, the things you did right, why you even got to look at it? That's something you can pass on. That means it's something that's indicative of you. That is always existing. No, everybody wants to circumvent themselves in this fictional ideology of the greater fucking I without even walking around in the greatness of who they are existing. So James Holben did not design or create or build a goddamn thing. But you got AI, that's about the dumbest motherfucker I ever seen. You gotta remember what the purpose of AI is. What are they bringing in? Is there anything plausible? How about I don't give a fuck? That means I'm pointing at a time and a period I'm worried about because I'm not prepared right the fuck now. In the present. That's where worry come from. So over there, I'm looking at, it don't exist. And instead of seeing what the fuck is in front of me. But I'm listening to everybody else throwing shit around. We're gonna have the blood moon, the orange moon. We're gonna have this. What's happening? Man, you think these motherfuckers ain't prepared? Got heavy metals in the air you breathing in. Your minerals stripped from your body. That all the things is happening. And you think that... So for those who got badass brothers and uncles and daddies, right? When they all laying down dead and for some reason you're alive, what you gonna do when they come start humping on you, sisters? The brothers, yeah, when they get you cornered up in the room and they pull out some old ass. I'm just saying, y'all have no clue about what the fuck's about to happen. Some of y'all saw the video of the IDF guy literally with his pants down, humping and raping the damn Palestinian guy, right? Literally, forcing himself up in him. You ain't see that? Oh, my goodness. I saw it on Telegram. Ooh, child. When everybody attempts to stop being so-called tough badasses and they get their heads right, and you realize you're not robbing yourself by helping those of us who are really about helping those who need help. I'm the guy that gives. I give all the time. All right? I don't overgive. But when I see and some's right, because I know it always comes back. It does. It doesn't matter how it comes back, but it does. But I'm not getting wisdom from no fucking body. Well, Snoo, she always talks to me and she shares her wisdom. She hit me up this morning. My baby. Woo-wee. Like I said, Okay, I'm gonna share this video later. All right. I don't want to see that. But anyway, my baby girl. We love each other more than anything. And hell, and I share things with her, everything. And she loves brothers, I can't mention his name, right? And I said what happened, and she's like, hey, man, and she knew. Big Jer's like, man, Red, well, how did you deal with that? I said, man, I just, and he's like, no, man, that ain't you. I was like, no, it is growth. But when people know you, they know you, right? And even though they know that I'm doing this way, they're very aware of the other me. I think doing work, being a supervisor, leader, managing individuals, a foreman on the dock, Cisco, that I've had to approach things differently. But one thing I hate is a liar. Hate him. I don't give a fuck who it is. I'm not going to bed with no fucking hey, look, man, I don't give a fuck. You lie, do yourself a favor and don't say not a goddamn thing else to me. That's it. Because I'm fucking run through you. I don't give a fuck who you is. But I was laughing. Whoo, good Lord have mercy. I can't repeat none of that. And even I gotta say, baby, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Let me just say that I know you be right there, you know what I'm saying? And would have probably jumped over counters and shit. I'm just being straight up. That's not the world we require and need. And I love her for that. Remember, I told you a story that when our men were falling, our women could pick up and fight just as good as us. I know it's hard to believe, but the women today are nothing like the women of yesteryear. Nothing. A few. They have a powerful potential. But remember, they had to wait for them to pass on. And the moment they passed on, they started robbing our lands and making this processed bullshit and stripping minerals and stuff out the fruits and vegetables and letting dumbass peckerwoods, who we show how to till the soil, grow the garbage because they wanted $1 to live better while they poisoned the rest of the world. And that's a fact. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I don't mind when the mindless dweebs come in here talking. Well, I'm from underground where we got all, no, you got shit to make sure you stay, kill switches and shit to make sure you stay on par. Stupid motherfuckers. That's why I don't mind when they come in here running their little goofy mouth. I'm situated, I got all the good stuff, and we ain't doing process. No, you got shit that's gonna fuck you up too if you go off shit. So, I love this world. And then, I know it's not a steak, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to eat it as long as you can jack me back in. You know what I mean? So these idiots exist. I got some stories to share about fake ass queens and kings and what they did that can illuminate that. But I'm not here to do that right now. Being in the moment, in the presence, you don't have to be deceived. You don't have to be lied to. I'm not here to lie to you. There's some things I can't tell you. Some things I don't know nothing about. I've had people ask me a couple questions. I said, well, I'll research and see what I find. But it doesn't mean that it's the answer. I can't afford to fucking lie to y'all, man. I don't, what do I have to gain, man? I'm looking really what I got to gain. I actually sit there going, maybe I could I tell little white lies and stories, like, it's not even a lie, it's just funning it. But other than that, when it comes to the officiating to being an official in whatever the fuck it is, right? I have to say what is actually in my heart, like what's there, what's in my gut. And if there's nothing there, what, I'm supposed to say something regardless? Anyway? Nah. Now the enemy's studying the fuck out of that, based on points, just being honest, all this dumb shit. Only the motherfuckers who are doing the worst things need to be looking at that. It should speak volumes to y'all. But I know it don't. Yeah, some individuals, man, in their world, they're just happy being what they think they are. It's not really happy. It's just, you know. Then you have those who want meaning of life. I used to always say, look at you. Today, in the world that you're involved with, what do you think the meaning of life is? Some really don't have an answer. Well, then I tell them again, what the meaning of life is not what the fuck you think it is, and it damn sure ain't how you thinking. And that's why I'm asking, because you're not paying attention to the life you live in, motherfucker. And if you think how you living is the literal meaning of the life that you know you're not supposed to have, then you're misinterpreting, you're not paying attention, you're confusing and conflicting, and confusing yourself because you refuse to allow yourself out of that little kill box, that little death triangle. You refuse to get your 7, however fucking many P's in the proper order. You refuse to stand still and be calm. Doesn't mean that you don't communicate, doesn't mean that you don't do the job you're doing. By the definition of work, we know it's slave shit, but it doesn't mean that you don't partake in consuming whatever the fuck it is. It doesn't mean that you don't, you know what I'm saying? That's the reality. But what do you do with it, right? Who knows? It's always the same thing. One way or the other. You see what I'm saying? And then you got people who are just greasy and fucking stupid. Legitimately. Just dumb as fuck. To them, they'll do whatever. Their life is meaningless. If they die, whoop whoop. Those are the ones that I got a story to tell. I don't want to stop, but and I hope they're stupid enough not to stop. Because they are fucking stupid. Yeah, I've been working on some jokes based on stupidity. But I'm gonna let that be. All right. What's that? Hey, Yobanda, what's cracking? Put it in those. Yeah, we don't have to see all that. You know what I'm saying? A lie don't care who tell bullshit. We can smell it. Yeah. Didn't see that video on Telegram, Chief discussing. Yeah, hey, what's up, Mama? Appreciate that. Valerie Martinez, what's up, Aqua? What's happening, sis? What's going on? Shalom. Asia Lee, what's up, sis? What's going on, Mama? How you doing? I got all the sisters, you know what I'm saying? You're not, I got the brothers. Are you Hebrew Israelite? Billy Magruder. I don't know. Why don't y'all answer that? Am I Hebrew Israelite? Oh, man. Hey, Tom. My back stopped hurting after I quit intaking most stuff out there. I'm trying to quit smoking. I hear you. By attempting. There you go. That's what's up, fam. Alicia, I got you. So, what is a Hebrew? What does it mean? Wasn't Hebrew based on a dialect, based on a language specific to a written performance of words, auditory of magnitude of what? Harmony? Vocal harmony? That we sometime in this fake ass Zionist narrative called language. But they'll tell you what's the language of the sun and the language of the trees. So if you're going to ask a question, know what you're doing. Then what's an Israelite? So we know that Jacob became Israel, not the people, his offspring. But you should know the women he slept with and what it meant. It said an upright, righteous people, right? That's what it alluded to. Him being a righteous one who wrestled with God and wrestle with self. See, a lot of people like to talk a lot of blah, 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 and they don't even know what the fuck they're doing. They don't even know they don't even know. It's a waste of existence. That means you're stuck on yesterday. You're looking for something for tomorrow. That means you're not in the presence of paying attention to what the fuck is said. So troll your goofy ass on if you want to be a troll. Stupid ass. I'm not respectful to stupid things. You didn't ask as if you were asking a question for legitimacy. You asked it because you're a hyphen. You think I'm gonna respect that? Now be more responsibly respectful and say things that negate responsibility as if you really want to know, because you don't really want to know. You one of the idiots. So stay in your compartmentalization, stay not knowing nothing, and think you're doing something and gaining something. Like the dumb little monkey that rode by me, looking like an old worthless, rat out, fat, fake ass CIA or Mexican guard, whatever the fuck. Looking like a goofball after smoking his heart-hardening cigarette. Not that I wasn't paying attention. I was. Stupid asses. Anyway, I think Hebrew, another word for creating or creator made personally one people, in this is my opinion. That's your opinion, I can dig it, brother, but that's not what it is. But yeah, again, Hebrew is based on a dialect. Like cuneiform and all that other shit. That really wasn't about words. It's based on the communication of those between those. And that's the reason why you have people going to language schools now, because most of the time you send around people speaking another language, you know, the Cherokee, the people that spoke a different language. You know, it's funny when they say that and you got all these pale skins talking about, I'm a Cherokee. I just saw 3 more videos with these white women looking like Liz Taylor talking about, I'm Cherokee. I'm like, oh, God damn, that state name. Not Anahuia. They don't even know what the fuck that is. But no, Hebrew alludes to a fact of being a language. Not an organization, not a political party, not a people, not a language. Or by that interred by writing. Israelite. That's like isms and ish and all that other shit. Israelite is based on lights, meaning those like hoplites. Different sex or 12 tribes by definition, to which actually is a truthful thing, but they're all over the place and they're not the people who people think. And the Hebrew Israelite movement is a discredit to all that. I don't give a fuck how anybody think. It is. They're conflicting. They run with the Star Rim fam saying, oh, it's an eternal light as above, below. What the fuck you gotta be worried about that when you don't even know how to read the damn signs in the sky that were left a long time ago by the ancients? People think those are stars. That's some other, those are things that actually talk to you and y'all can't even see it. That's Pegasus and that's Pisces and that's the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. That is not what the fuck they are. Regardless of who put them up there and how they are putting them up there from wherever they're putting them from. It's like looking at drops of water when you really look to a true flat, not fisheye, lens. They're just like beads of fucking water, but they tell something. With all due respect, my apologies. Yes, like a code. Or just a message that now is illuminated to be a code, something that never existed, because we don't know. All right? Yeah, ask some more questions. I like this. Look, y'all. I have to stand still. I have to be patient. I have to allow myself to acquiesce, and I'm sharing it in real time. To acquiesce, whatever it is meant to be acquiesced. It's not stopping nothing. I should open the window and smell. I would have smelt this motherfucker. Cigarettes don't hide them. Shit, nothing hides them. No cigars. But anyway. You already know everything is a lie. You already know that the system is geared against you. The sad point is the people who are performing it. When I watched that punk shoot that guy in the neck, and then lying, trying to cover it up, I watched this worthless ass woman in North Carolina go at what's called a citizen who's an auditor at a post office. She came right with an attitude. Dumbest shit I've ever seen. And that costume's authority with the gun, like stand 18 feet when it's a 6-foot law. Well, rule. Whatever the fuck, right? That means I'm not interfering. And the only people scared of a camera are the ones who are corrupt, who are no good. They escalate even though they have this de-escalation, because you have the people at the top who are the ones that are permitting this fucking shit. And y'all are not saying, remove these motherfuckers who are allowing this. Y'all not going to your community meetings. You're not saying they got to fucking go, or we're gonna fucking remove them. Y'all not doing what it needs because you're hiring and you're bringing in sorry motherfucking mayors and everybody else who design this right there in your neighborhood are gonna run over there and pay them. Cause you're weak. Now, I'm not trying to stop nothing. I'm only pointing out the shit that's readily available. That's what I'm saying. And then the sick fucks, like I said, if they really knew, they wouldn't be acting the way they are. So what we got to do right now, we got to, just getting off of all this, we got to get a storage facility. We got to go over there, get all our shit. I got this big thing on the back of the truck, so we're probably just going to run his truck, make sure it's, even though he's got to replace a lot of things, and get everything into the storage facility. Now I can put stuff in the back of the truck. Trust me, I get it in that door. I just unstack and put totes in the back here or whatever. But I'll put the totes over there and just have to restack. You know, but I gotta get it. It's 7 grams. He said he got one is 10 by 20 or whatever, like for $40-$50. So I can get that. But I mean, I still need help if y'all don't mind, because gas kills us here. I saw gas at $4 over here. $4.07. In Page, I found I got a place going if I wanted to go to Texas, which is a place over there, for $1.97. But 7 grams and Olmec was explaining to me why it's so the gas is so high here. But that's something that they could change. And if I'm here long enough, I could change it too, because I'll actually write down stuff and say, what is the purpose of this? When oil is the second greatest fluid other than water, and it'll never run out. It's not from petroleum. It's not from plants and dead dinosaurs. Jesus Christ. It's the earth's blood. Anyway, to which we never really needed. Ain't that about our business? But yeah, if y'all want to help us, I appreciate it. And trust me, you know what? Like I said, when they stop messing with certain things, we're adults here. I don't expect nobody under 18 to come over here, all right? I feel like if you can go in there and die and spill your blood and get letters to your mama and all this other stuff, you can talk however you want without being reckless and endangering individuals, and I don't believe in that. All right, I do not believe in harming anyone. Not at all. I don't. Protecting yourself, absolutely, but they don't want that. But regardless of what they want, you know, I don't push none of that. I want people to see things and say, wow, but be able to articulate and deal with it in a way that is appropriate. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be contentious. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you're about to get into the Thriller Manila. Yet, mindfulness, you know? Mindfulness. My grandmother, I remember I was talking to her when we was at Orange at Mom's house. And she gave me those gold coins and silver coins and platinum, right? And she was like, I was like, Mama, don't worry about it. You gave me more than anyone could ever give me. You gave me peace of mind. You gave me resolution. You were hard on me when I needed it, because we're in a hard world. You paid attention. You invigorated me. There was good men around. You made sure I stayed focused even when I was unfocused. You celebrated me when I celebrated. You were mindful. You respected me when I was not respectful of things. And you made sure I had good men in my life. Can't ask for more. There's no metal, object, ruby, jewel, whatever, no dollar, no nothing that can amount to what my grandmother gave me, my mom, or my great-grandma. All the 6 years of ass whooping my mother gave me for no reason. It wasn't ass whooping. It was just, I don't even know how I survived any of that shit. Being pushed downstairs. We had stairs that went around. Like, I was dressed up like a cowboy with the cowboy hat and the 2 gun shooters, the cap guns. Oh, beautiful, laughing. Mama, mama. Next you know, there I am, teeth knocked out the mouth, knocked down the stairs. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know if it was broken or anything. I don't remember. Kicked down the stairs. I remember. Pushed hard to kick, whatever the fuck it was, hit the wall, and then whooped. Oh, beat. Still, valuable. Valuable. But they gave me what I needed. Not what I wanted. There was no, you took my phone and my tablet. Ah, I'm playing Halo. Oh. No. No. I remember we was playing Coleco and all that, and we had the little Space Invaders, and then Dungeons and Dragons came out. That's when it started going the way you all see now. Dungeons and Dragons that reshaped everything, hitting the button, flash, knives, more animated, 3D, whatever. Then it changed. I knew it changed with that blue screen was to inside a ride within each individual to get them hooked on something. You know what I mean? So watched it. There was a time when you go to the penny arcade and it was just to play pinball and foosball and all that stuff. Air hockey, blah, blah, blah. Competition. Then it changed. That was one of the first places to hand out cracks and all that shit. For those who remember. By the CIA's hand. Isn't it funny how they're not held responsible for anything, but they got a system where y'all held responsible for everything? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mortal Kombat was the shit in Tekken. Yeah. Yeah, because, yeah. Hey, so about what's going on? Amazonas. Pac-Man. What's going on? What's happening? What do you think about astrotheology and the way Santos Bonacci? Oh, I love it. I watch Santos Bonacci all the time. Oh, man, I met him in New York. I was like, yeah, we know who we are. He's like, right on, brother. In New York, man. In Manhattan. Met him. I met him twice, actually. I met him. I mean, one time he actually, I think Curtis Lee was going to do something where he's going to protect him with some of us, but it went some other way. So, yeah. I had an interesting life. I told y'all about that. I told you I had an interesting life. Dead ass. Interesting life I had, you know? But astrotheology, I love what he does. And you know, funny thing about Santos, he's ever expanding and growing. That's the magnificent, and he knows so much. And some would query, well, how does he know so much? Well, he stands still, he waits, he studies, he sees, he travels. I mean, you gotta remember where he's from. He's a good dude. There's a lot of them out there. All right. Sometimes people have a hard time coming around because a lot of things out here are dismissive and misleading and misrepresenting, right? So, but I respect everybody else's walk. I'm not here to tell everybody they wrong or they right. I'm just saying, you know, there's a lot of powerful-minded individuals. You know what I'm saying? You miss Santos on YouTube, Asia? What? I think he's still on. Doesn't he still have his YouTube account? I watch him on Instagram. I thought Santos still had this thing on YouTube. Santos Bonacci, if I remember right. I think it's called something else. It's not by his name, because you know what I mean. Astrology. When you get into like, it might pull up some other stuff, right? Daily motivation and all that kind of stuff, but let me see. Let me see where his thing was. Did they remove him all the way? No, Mr. Astrotheology. He pretty much gave y'all the account, and I've been subscribed to him for a minute. I don't know why I don't get his stuff. Oh, my notifications on YouTube has been off on my tab. Because I used to keep getting that damn thing popping down. I used to be like, you know, I'm typing something, hit it and bring YouTube down. So He has, what's amazing is he only got 10,900 subscribers. That's Sandal's channel right there. He might be going by the same name, but I put in Sandals and it pulls it up and it has his channel, I think. But I've watched all of his stuff. The Truth About Operation High Jump, all that stuff is absolutely magnificent. I go back to I went back just like Cure Meals. I went back all the way in the beginning and I started watching all this stuff and I stop and I pick it back up and all that. And I am one who is versed well into the activating of chakras. When he did the spew on that, and then there's a few others. Some of y'all seen the video that I shared of certain philosophers of the Hindu, guys who are really good, people who I respect. And there's a plethora of others, you know. What's the name of the Shaolin Temple, when he gets into living philosophy and the fact that he don't lift weights and he looks like a damn bodybuilder. And he uses Falun Gong and Qigong, repetitive movements, but also his diet. So these are the individuals I aspire in information, not misinformation. That's something that's equitable to learn from. I think it's very beneficial. So there's a lot of them, you know, as you all know. And I share it because there are a lot of people who look for these things and they look for these individuals, and those are the individuals who are actually heading in a direction that is beneficial for everybody. I find more lucrative than mouth. When you start doing things, like I said to myself, I got that appointment tomorrow. That's the reason why I'm staying right here. So I'm gonna go over there. He was watching Coyotes, and I want to do some Qigong and some Falun Gong. I just want to go and get like 10, 15 minutes. I haven't been doing it. I've been walking over there. This morning I walked over there and I was doing my breathing. I need to do it again. I feel, y'all know I stopped taking these, right? Keep them because I have to. All right, it's got some wax on it. I got red wax. Y'all know what that is. Well, you got red, blue, white. You know what I'm saying? If you're putting the metal together and screws. Anyway, you know what the hell it is. So avoid alcohol with this crap, right? You drink alcohol, it'll fuck you up. But this is clonazepam. This is the 1 milligram tab. I was taking a half of these. I keep these. It's pure poison. All right? Yeah, I don't sell. You know, some people say, you can sell. I was like, oh man, if you don't get the fuck away from me. But I keep it. Not because I'm worried, I'll never take another one again. 20-something years of taking this shit, man. And the VA lied to fucking me. And then when I started studying all the crap in there, and I was like, holy shit, and I was still able to attain all this and remember stuff. And I'm like, that's when I knew it's frequency. I knew that you're capable of defeating, you're capable, I can't say everything, all right? You're capable of so much more, people. And that's why I keep giving them a warning. Like, fucking slow down. Leave me the fuck alone, at least. But they're too stupid. And there's other things. They see shit. I can't say things. I can't say, man. I can't say certain things. Bitcoin, I gotta stop this rounding up bullshit. Yeah, I'm gonna stop these motherfuckers. They on some trip. Bitcoin. Oh, my shit is up like a motherfucker. Stocks kind of down today. Apple, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? I'm not fucking with Coinbase right now. Oh, excuse my language. My apologies. Yeah. Wow. Hey, Devin, yeah. Oh, I already told you. Appreciate the donation. Anyway, I know it's like bleeding blood from a turnip. But, what was that? Asia, I would try to find him. Okay. He has a website, too. Yeah, he does. Yeah, because, yeah, he has a website. Absolutely. I know I got rid of that, and it's been a while. I need to go back over there, because he has a lot of stuff, if I remember right. Yeah, they jacking with his stuff. YouTube Patriots. Wow. Are you still gonna go raw vegan? Yeah, I am. I just got to get in the right, you know what I mean? I need to build this out. So right now, like, I'm gonna be honest, I like eating certain meats, but I know that they've all been compromised. All of it. I saw the big great value thing with the shrimp. Y'all, that radiation is less than 0.5, which is not shit. Hell, you're getting more of that in Timu shit. That's poison. That shrimp, if you're going to eat great value, man, just saute the shit, get it right. Like, when I saw it, and look, you know why the FDA did a little warning take back? Because they just want to, they're poisoning you any goddamn way. So, you can't make this shit up. Go get you a gym bag, take your ass out there to the river and throw that bitch out there, get your crabs and some shrimps by the streams or something. Goddamn, go let. And you know they was walking around, going around spraying everything. They already fucked everything up. Like, nobody's stopping it. Everybody's going, we got video footage, we're recording. I asked some niggas, I said, well, what'd you do? Did you go out there, you shoot them while they were trying to kill a whole lot of folk? All these children and everything, did you handle them? Excuse me for saying that. I don't advocate violence. Crickets. I also believe in a placebo effect too. I think some things are done to create hysteria, but we know that we're past that. Because if you have hysteria, you feed an energy, you give energy to something, and it does something to you. You know what I mean? And it's shared around, like big time. You know what I'm saying? So, YouTube pirates. Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna go raw. I want to go and get some fruit. But I don't trust the fruit in Walmart. Blueberries and stuff. And I would have to buy a whole bunch of ice. I don't feel like that. Like I said, in about 8 months, I'll have 7 to 8 months, I'll have another $1,000 in my account. Well, 800 something, almost $900 in my account. Because that'll be paid off. Yeah, I'm paying it off. Instead of 5 years, I pay it off in a year and a half to 2 years. And that's why I'm paying that amount. Because, you know what I'm saying? Y'all saw where they proved credit is bullshit. They use that as against us, and it's some fake ass, you know who. Them niggas in New York running around digging underground wearing them small hats, the bullshit artists. And nobody wants to listen to hear it, but there are people, light-skinned brothers and sisters, thank you, who are showing you that it's bullshit and say it was created, but everybody's affected by it. To keep us, and you can't make this stuff up, but you have this idiots, certain bad people within government. Yes, I said what I said earlier. I like some of the shit Trump doing, regardless of what he's doing. I don't think that's the Trump of old, though, y'all. Neither here or there. I'm not around him. I'm just saying, I don't think that's the Trump of old, y'all. But anywho, some of the things have to be done. You have very disrespectful people. You have, hey, look, man. It's going to get really fucking bad. It is. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you put a pool in your back. I don't give a damn what you do. I don't care if you go out and get you a goddamn Bugatti. I don't give a fuck. It's going to get bad. Do you have a tank? And they can blow that up. What kind of aircraft you got? You got one of them mini or little, you know you can get that stuff now. I can fly it. But anyway, what do you have? Is your car armored up? You going out to Mexico and getting level 4 windows? You got sand in your door? You got sand, guys. You got sand, Django. You got sand, Django. What are you doing? There's snipers and special forces guys, ex-Army and Navy, Marines telling you what the fuck they... Are y'all listening? It's going to get bad. I ain't doing it. Don't go throwing my name around. You're Lucifer. Oh my God. Don't disrespect that. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Shit. Yeah, it might belong to something other than what you think, but don't disrespect that name. God damn it. I'm telling you, you either righteous or you're unrighteous. And right now, based on what I'm saying, this is not to dismiss those who are righteous at heart who are still performing some bad things. The unrighteous is kind of up on y'all if you're righteous. If you want to help a brother out, you know the Cashapp. It ain't going to kill you. I'd appreciate it because, like I said, we could really use it, me and T. I'm not without. I'm just saying it could help us. I'm leaning on y'all. I'm not leaning on my daughters. I'm not leaning on my aunts. I can ask mine for anything. She'd be like, it's there. I'm leaning on y'all because y'all are still living in fiction. You're still scared. I can start saying, hey, I'm going to build a school. I'd build a gymnasium where jiu-jitsu and kung fu and tai chi and yoga. I'd do that. Would y'all support that? I know where to get land above 5,000 feet for $189 to $200 a month for an acre. Oh yeah. Coconino County and a few other places. If you support that, then support me so I can get to the place with the things I need to do so that way we can keep moving forward. Because actually none of this is free. I know y'all hear it all the time. I'm being dead ass honest to you. It ain't free. And I'm not sitting there with a videographer and doing a whole lot of editing. We had a wonderful brother that gave me a nice intro. I got a couple other ones that people have given me. I sit down, I edit on my tablet, and I've used the InShot. But now I realize I can do so many other things I've been experimenting with. I had to pay for some things on the InShot. I had to pay for some things in here. Let me show you. And it's not even that. And then I got my bag with all my podcast stuff, my mic and all that. Ganja helped set up and everything. But my InShot, when I go over here, you know, with what's new, they offer me something else. I've purchased about, because now I can actually do a lot more things. I can put the video on a certain, I can panorama, I can do a lot of weird stuff that, you know, with a collage in the photo, I could change stuff. That's on my tablet. I was like, holy snizzle. At first I didn't want to do it. I'm not gonna bother. And then I realized time. Holy shit. And so I got videos that I'm still working on, that I was working on last week. I'm dead ass. I'm not big on this. I'm learning. I get a video. We get growing and stuff, and I stop cussing. I still believe in being a damn adult and let me be. But anyway, I asked y'all, hey man, buy me some coffee, mushroom coffee. Y'all just like, but you love my information. You love my, and I'm going to continue to share that information because I love y'all. That's not make believe. I don't know what that is, and I hate the word love because we're eternally bonded, but some still use it. So I kind of bend a little way and go, okay, I love y'all too if that's what y'all going to use. But I always say we're eternally bonded. There's no way to divide. You cannot remove that. You can't change it. Love is a fractured thing. It's meaningless to me, but it's poignant to y'all, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. I might even work on that video. Then I know we gotta run over there. I gotta get some clothes and all that kind of stuff. We gotta get a lot of stuff, pack it up in the back of this thing, in this truck. And like I said, I can use help. Like I said, I appreciate you if you can, you know. I know some of you are worried about who else is gonna share and this, that, and stop worrying about other people. See, this is when we're getting into the presence, the moment, the now. Stop. Everybody's always worried about everybody else. Nobody's doing anything that's beneficial to self. Did I just say that tongue twister? Amazingly. Anyway, let me get out because I also want to go over here and get my breathing and do a little falling on Qigong. All right? All right? I'm so grateful my cat is not here. My service dog is not here. This would not be good for them. Now you see that we're built different. We're tough. Very tough. All right? My sisters, remember you are the strength. Men, you're the power that protects that strength, and that strength keeps you fed. Not with drama and emotions, a whole lot of mouth speak. All right? Isn't it funny how they carry you in the womb? They give you cholesterol in the breast, and they sing to you. But then we get into this world of lies, fake femininity and fake masculinity. and all the nurturing of the strength given to you is removed to take your power, men. And then your power is not there, so you move emotional, and you strike at the strength that protected you and fed you. You see how simple it is when you really, really have a deeper and clearer understanding of it? Get the Cashapp, help a brother out. I appreciate it. I'm actually asking y'all to help him out, and I know y'all going, fuck you, man. Give me shit. You don't know who we are, but I was playing with you. Anyway, I'll see you guys later, man. Let me go and get some of these creeks out, all right? And then see what I'm going to consume. I got my stove over there I need to get to, and I got some wood because I need to build that, what you call it, so I can go ahead and put some stuff in it. So yeah. See you guys later.